We are the only truly android life in the known universe. Imagine that. We're the key place where there is information in this boundless framework. Cosmologists, for the most part all, throughout the world are in wonderment of this continuously propelling discovery. The James Webb Space Telescope has gotten the inconspicuous focus of city lights an unfathomable 7 trillion miles from Earth, beating all questions. This amazing achievement accomplishes more than just extend our perspectives. In terms of what we are familiar with, the universe, the theory goes wild as scientists pore over the data, searching for signs that could open the secrets of these puzzling, incredible ideas. The thoughts are amazing. Check that we are following in the strides of a few extraordinary individuals in the universe, that the universe is overflowing with life and development, extremely far outside our capacity to grasp. Is it possible that these far-off lights show the presence of extraterrestrial societies? What's the significance for our understanding of the likelihood of life in the universe beyond Earth? Join us as we take a gander at how the James Webb Telescope just saw city lights 7 trillion miles away sent off into space on Christmas Day 2021. The James Webb Space Telescope was intended to beat the highly respected Hubble telescope in capturing astoundingly sharp photos of newfound brilliant items, planetary systems, and more distinct. Objective of the JWST is to zero in on the movement of the earliest universes by looking at the faraway neighboring occupants of the universe. This is practical because the journey time of light throughout our universe is billions of years. When the JWST assembles light, it catches these objects exactly as they were billions of years ago. Space specialists measure distances in light years, which is the best distance light can travel in a year. To illustrate this reality, the mission's most memorable major pragmatic endeavor was a gigantic field picture that was presented on July 11, 2022 by U.S. President Joseph Biden while he was speaking from the White House, while the Hubble Space Telescope focused on a solitary region of the sky for 10 straight days starting on December 18, 1995. The Hubble Deep Field obtained popularity. The region was only a little spot making up around 1/millionth of the entire sky. The majority of the 3,000 currently imperceptible things found by Hubble were monstrous systems tracked down billions of light years away, with its attention on the SMX 0723 galaxy group. The JWST deep field covers a correspondingly small sky district. The galaxy design SMX 0723 is 4.6 billion light years away, and the more distant galaxies behind it are amplified by the intense gravitational field. The underpinning of the brilliant systems is twisted into enormous turns where the gravitational field is most serious. In one case, it was confirmed that it took a distant galaxy's light 13.1 billion years to reach the telescope, resulting from traveling through space. The light being produced extends as the universe grows. The essential objective of the JWST has been to capture visible light from their stars into the infrared. Stargazers can obviously recognize JWST and apparent light photos of nearby universes taken by Hubble and different telescopes. By gathering data at those frequencies, we can perceive how galaxies have evolved over immense time scales and converge into the shapes we notice today. More amazing than the sheer number of structures in the JWST first deep field picture is how rapidly it was captured in only hours compared to days or even weeks for other telescopes. Wherever it looks, it can't avoid the impulse to find galaxies. Universe groups aren't the only objects acting as amplifying central point. Specialists use the JWST to capture an image of several galaxies designated VV1191. So They could concentrate on how the light from one of the pair changed as it went through the other. The after effects of this study will uncover the properties of the interceding galaxies' evolution. Additionally, it appears that the JWST may have really made an exceptional discovery, light from an extremely distant galaxy. The announcement of the possible presence of auroras on an exoplanet came from the official JWST site. The shortfall of a host star and the cold temperature make it troublesome to pinpoint where the energy in the upper atmosphere is coming from. Anyway, the fact that the object showing auroras is indeed producing methane is essential. Very much like auroras on Earth are caused when lively particles going from the sun into space are caught by our planet's magnetic field. The charged particles then make their way through Earth's atmosphere near the poles, where they slam into gas particles, making a bright light show called the aurora borealis. Jupiter and Saturn have comparable auroral abnormalities because of the solar wind. Anyway, the strange W1935 has no star to orbit, so its auroras are a tremendous mystery. Everybody's doubt keeps on centering on Proxima Centauri Trappist 1, around 4.4 light-years from Earth inside the Milky Way galaxy. Specialists have identified the presence of water on the exoplanet, and the possibility of life on the planet can't be precluded. Are we finally going to see evidence of life beyond Earth? Just last month, the JWST noticed another extraordinary large black hole. This colossal black hole was seen in different frequencies and is consuming everything around it. This discovery is 40 million times as wide as the sun. But what's the significance for us? The JWST has found that this very gigantic black hole has been present since the start of the universe. Probably will not be moving. This monster is quickly consuming everything in its nearby area. The discovery was made by Dr. Lucas Fu and Professor Alistair Zia the Benaran, University of the Negev in Israel. According to their findings, the super gigantic black hole is nearly multiple times heavier than the sun, making it a massive entity. Luckily, it has found a huge span from Earth, around 129 billion light-years away. Still, it is moving closer, with the black hole consuming everything around it at a fast rate, as shown by the red shift. When the JWST started sending back its secret information, analysts were excited as they sifted through the data that came in for the uncovered program. 3 little objects with a weak red glint caught their attention. They immediately believed it was a nearby large black hole. Anyway, when they analyzed the data using gravitational lensing, they found something significantly more interesting: the discovery of similar phenomena in other early universe supermassive black holes has given new insights into the movement of both the black hole and its host galaxy, as well as a connection between the two. This is still largely unknown, but it may be proof of the early stage evolution of massive objects like star-forming materials that fell into black holes. Space scientists can't yet see exactly what is happening in the pictures returned to Earth, but one thing is clear: the James Webb Space Telescope is constantly finding new bizarre objects every day. We have the joy of exploring space and being captivated by the stunning lights of planets and stars that float across the universe light years away. Not only does the JWST allow us to see far beyond what our eyes can appreciate, but it has also uncovered a mysterious object in one picture. This picture, which focused on something else, was taken by the European Space Agency, noticing 2 young stars forming around 1.47 light-years from Earth. Anyway, there's a minuscule mysterious object, an orange mark at the bottom of the picture that seems to resemble a question mark. Obviously, this little picture is far from insignificant, and as a matter of fact, it's gigantic. The shape was captured while observing the plans of young stars known as Herbig-Haro objects, which are surrounded by tremendous rings of gas and dust. As for the shape itself, it may be the case that due to the two-dimensional picture presented by the Webb, it appears this way from its particular viewpoint. Right now we have no idea what it is, and without further study we might in all likelihood never know. Anyway, the discovery has been confirmed by experts, and it is possible a far-off structure or maybe galaxies that are interacting with one another. The disturbed shape could be an after effect of their organized endeavors given the flood of far-off, exaggerated structures uncovered by Webb. There is an ongoing surge of new, unpredictable discoveries. Everybody's eyes are focusing on a particular set of Earth-sized planets that could hold the key to finding extraterrestrial life. The persistent difficulty, which includes the absence of evidence events for advanced extraterrestrial life in the universe, notwithstanding the high probability that such entities exist, could finally be settled. Where are these planets? They sit exactly 40 light years from Earth, and the nearby star system is known as TRAPPIST-1, which has 7 planets orbiting it in their quest to find habitable planets. NASA is considering a broad variety of standards beyond the planet size and distance from its star. A more sensible approach is to assess the general conditions of the planet's atmosphere, as this would allow researchers to determine if the planet is habitable. The infrared Spitzer Space Telescope, which is part of NASA's space exploration mission, uncovered the 7 harsh exoplanets orbiting the same star, TRAPPIST, quite a while ago. The James Webb Space Telescope has now measured the temperature of TRAPPIST-1 be one of those planets. The JWST has consistently made pivotal discoveries since its launch, and this finding is only the latest in a series of record-breaking firsts. This is the first discovery of light produced by an exoplanet as small and cool as those in our own solar system. No other telescopes have had the capacity to measure such weak mid-infrared light. Space scientists were excited when they first learned about the 7 TRAPPIST-1 exoplanets, as these far-off worlds are all Earth-sized and dwell in the habitable zone, the area where planets can have liquid water on their surfaces. Anyway, the TRAPPIST-1 planets are beyond our current reach, found a staggering 235 trillion miles away. They orbit a star much smaller and redder than our sun, known as an M-dwarf star. These stars are far more common in the Milky Way than sun-like stars and are ideal targets for planet trackers. Anyway, M-dwarfs are also more prone to erupting and sending high-energy radiation, which could harm emerging extraterrestrial life or a planet's atmosphere. When we turn our attention to TRAPPIST-1b, we find that it is tidally locked to its star. One side of the planet is constantly facing the star, while the other remains in perpetual darkness. This difference in temperature creates extreme conditions, with the daytime side reaching temperatures hot enough to melt iron. The dark side stays much cooler but still warm enough to prevent the development of methane, a key atmospheric gas. Although this may reduce the planet's true potential for hosting life, the JWST ability to measure these extreme conditions offers a unique view of distant exoplanets and their atmospheres.